Okay, cool. We are recording. Hello, Jester's World and Regular World. Kopy here, of course. I have a very unique situation where I am joined by the last four students who won league MVP awards. So the past 4 years, I have all four of those students here with me. And they are actually, they're together today because they are going to be the first week wildcard team. So if you're not sure what that even means, check out the shows when they start, but they are just going to be the wildcard team for the first week. And we're going to have different fun wildcard teams as the season goes along. But the reason that I asked them to stay behind for an extra minute or two is just to kind of chat. I know, especially with the holidays here, and at least how the first semester went with COVID and where we are right now, I do know that each team probably has lost a player or two to just simple fear of trying to do this online. And that kind of, if you know me at all, that really burns my soul. If I've got 100 students that are invested in this thing, I want all 100 students to come back. I don't ever want it to turn into 99. I want to find a way to make those 101. So that's the way that I've always been wired. And I want to find a way to communicate to those students to just simply say that you are important, that you matter, and that this is a place where you can matter. And what better voices to hear from than the last four students who somehow climbed to the top of the Jester's Pyramid and did that. And they're all very different personalities and different people. And why not just share some thoughts? And maybe let's start with Miley, because you had a good thing to say a second ago. And maybe let's start there. Miley, is there anything you could say to students that might be scared to just turn on their camera and join their teams this year?
Yeah, number one, I would say, well, a couple of things. Number one, I would say, don't be afraid of your coaches, because your coaches are probably as clueless as you when it comes to the whole COVID thingy. So don't be like afraid to be like, oh, but then like everyone else knows what's going on. No, we don't. Okay. Also, because like, like a lot of people are like, oh, the coaches don't understand my meme references and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we do. Okay. We're not as like weird as you think we are. And number two, the second thing I would say is that in Jesters, you will meet like legitimate lifelong friends versus in high school, you will just meet friends that you go to class with. And once you graduate, you never see them again. I met like Isaac and Tirza, like that people that did not go to my school that I would have never met, and I would never have crossed paths at all in Jesters. And now Isaac and I pay rent together, and we celebrate Tirza's birthday in the park. And those are like the people that I have seen during this whole crazy thing, and they're the people that I keep up with. And like including Maya, she's one of those people that I go out of my way to look at on social media. Like Jester's kids are the people that I go out of my way to make sure they're doing okay. And I go out of my way to make sure that they are feeling loved, because they are just like the most pure people in the world. And I know that so many other people in this league have the same outlook as I do. And it's just like a legitimate, caring place where no one's here to spite each other. If you go back and look at the video of Isaac winning his MVP award, there is not a single MVP nominee that's like, I deserve that award, because people are genuinely happy for each other there. So come join.
And you know what's even more of a coincidence is all four of you were nominated on that same. All four of you were in that exact moment. Maybe I'll link that. Ooh, good plug. I'll link that to this somehow. Any of the other three of you, if you want to jump in and share some thoughts? Yeah, go ahead, Isaac.
So for me, the biggest thing that I have noticed with this year is that there is, I don't want to use the word divide, but you can see the people that are doing improv to have something to do, and you are seeing the people who have improv because they're invested. I think it's unfortunate that there is that split, and I think it's hard to work and mend that divide. But the biggest thing I want to say for the people that are invested, if you're feeling discouraged and if you're feeling like you don't want to participate because it's hard to do it virtually. We just did a couple of rounds of some games and it's hard. It's a very difficult activity. But if you're invested in this, it's because you want to be a better performer. And that's why I think a lot of kids become part of Jesters and become part of improv leagues, is because they want to improve themselves on stage. I think the only way, I was going to say the best way, but the only way to ever improve yourself pretty much in anything is to go out of your comfort zone, is to try something new. And so when you get this opportunity of fear and you get this opportunity of how awful it is to be on camera, flip your perspective. Because when you flip your perspective and look at this, like, there are generations of comedians and improvers who probably never even got to experience virtual improv because they were never forced to, because they didn't have to be put in this bubble. But since we're in this bubble, I think it's so exciting, and I think it's an awesome opportunity to see what kind of magic we can make. It's a really cool experience to just learn and to experience and grow off of one another, figuring out how to do this. So for the people that are feeling discouraged, I'm encouraging you. I'm telling you guys, stick it out, because this is a new era of improv. This is a new era of comedy. We have just broken a barrier. And the fact that this is the generation that gets to see how this can work and see how we can make this better and see how we can work together as a group, as a team, as a league to make this something worthwhile, I think it's an awesome opportunity. So for the people that are committed, thank you. Keep at it. We're all here for you. Mad support, much love. That's it.
And Isaac, maybe even to bridge off your point, I think we're kind of over the hump, right? Like, and maybe all four of you can say this, we're over the first month hump of, oh, this is weird. Like, now we're just doing it. We're doing what we're ready. We're getting ready for shows in a couple of weeks here even. So yeah, definitely. I would love to see if any of your words inspire someone who just hasn't been around this year. That is just weird to not see them around, right? Just, kids who've already been in the league for a couple of years kind of thing. And just for whatever reason, they're not around. So cool. Cheers on mine. Either of you want to jump in and cheers?
I could say something just short and sweet, I guess. I feel like I'm kind of in that boat where I don't feel as motivated to, sign on to my laptop and set it up and make sure I have the lighting right so I can do improv and all that. But when I don't do it, then I'm just going through classes, being on Zoom with my camera off. And it's just the same day, every day, constantly doing that. I'm not getting anything out of it. And when I do finally decide to log on to improv or to talk to my friends via Zoom, and I actually turn my camera on and I engage, I feel literally so much better. And it's hard to get out of that habit, because if everybody's camera's off, you obviously don't want to turn your camera on. But imagine how much better classes would be if we all had our cameras on, and it was just like all of us sitting in a classroom, how it used to be, giggling, talking, just listening. And we all just get to see each other. I feel like that would feel so much better than us just sitting in front of a blank camera, just barely listening, and especially with improv where it's people who you actually like and you want to talk to them and you get to act silly and be weird. I think that that's just as good as it can get right now, honestly. So if you have been trying to get out of your comfort zone, as Isaac mentioned, I would say try it, because it's only going to make you a better person. That's all.
Well said. Yep. Lots of cameras always off every class I go to, for sure. Maya, any thoughts to cherry on top it?
Yeah. Well, taking now I was I've heard what everyone else has said. Life kind of sucks. So coming on here. Coming an escape from other things. It's a lot better when you, like what you said, you come on here and you actually turn on your camera and you're talking to other people. It's so much better, especially if you love the people that you're with. I know being with your team and doing games and having a structure to your life kind of helps. And if you're feeling like you can't do that with the people that you're with, in your like team, I reassure you that you're not the only one that probably feels that way in your team. So if you make the effort to go out of your way to involve yourself in your team, you're going to see a lot more people try to put more effort into it as well. And you'll start to see that connection that Miley mentioned with everyone in Jesters. You're going to love a lot of people here because they genuinely enjoy it. And for the people that Isaac mentioned that there is a divide, you might be that gap.
Well, and you know what? Even that divide is real when we're in person too. I mean, we've all had students or teammates that, you know, are there just trying to figure themselves out. I'm sure all 4 of you didn't walk in on your first day and think to yourself, "I'm going to be the MVP of that league one day."
You're so wrong. I knew from day one.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, well, if anyone watching this wants to actually go and watch all of their MVP videos, you'll see that that is definitely not the case. None of them walked in knowing
Yeah.
that this is where they were going. So
Kopy called my name for the B team my freshman year, and I was like, wrong person.
yeah, yes, that was Miley's freshman year. Yes, I remember the look on her face in that exact moment. But well, thank you for sharing all that. I hope that this serves as any type of, I mean, who knows who's actually going to watch this little interview, but I'm just constantly trying to put things out there for people. The world looks like we will get back to normal at some point, right? But that doesn't mean we can't keep just killing it, having fun while we're at it. So, and keep doing what this league does best. And I think this is just provide a place for everyone to learn, grow, and I mean, I hope not. I mean, there are students. I do know that there's students that are like, man, I wish I can be like them and be an MVP one day. But for the most part, everyone's here to really just enjoy each other and make those friends like Miley's talking about. So that's why I want this available for anyone and everyone who wants a chance at it. So thank you all for staying with me. You'll get to see these 4 kind of play and have some fun in the wild card first week of the season coming January 24th. So we will see you all. Happy holidays, everyone. Take care, you guys.